Greenland is an island covered by an enormous ice cap, a 3,000-meter thick ice sheet, ending in steep cliffs and lodged between coastal mountains. This is the land of Nanook, the polar bear, the icy wind, and the pittorak. Here, the outlet glaciers move down the slopes and flow into fjords. In Inhospitable, the most northerly village on the east coast, the 400 souls are making the most of the last rays of the polar sun, even though it's only 5 or 6 degrees outside. I'm Vincent, and this is my friend Alban, a mountain guy and ice diving expert.
As two adventurers, we have come to explore the submerged faces of icebergs, these gigantic blocks of ice carried inexorably along by currents from the Arctic Ocean. We don't really know what awaits us in this secret world, but we hope to discover some fabulous creatures. To do this, we intend to kayak between the only 2 communities on the entire east coast of Greenland, one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. A 1,000-kilometer-long expedition through the ice with no human contact. End of August. This is when the ice melt reaches its peak. We know it's late in the season to be venturing here before the winter imprisons everything, but it's also the ideal moment to get up close to drifting icebergs and dive under the ice. The countdown has begun. It's imperative we reach our destination before the end of October, or we'll be at the mercy of the storms, the newly forming sea ice, and the polar night.
August 20th, we're ready to roll. This village may look peaceful, but the Great North has something of the Wild West about it.
Our preparations for this 2-month expedition intrigue the local kids. What have we come in search of? Adventure with a capital A. Why are we setting out? To be as carefree as these kids, to bask in freedom.
With the kayak, me and my gear, it must be 300 kilos.
Yeah, thereabouts.
The maximum load, basically.
Yeah.
Not easy, huh?
Are you gonna get it all in?
Yeah, no problem.
We're gonna have to do this every day, huh?
More like twice a day.
Yeah, right.
Hey, why don't we put some of these bullets in the rifle?
Yeah,
Maybe we should keep the others on the deck in the waterproof bag?
there's room for 5.
Better be prepared. Oh, damn. I'm not getting anywhere. For now, with our bear gun in hand, we're heading south to Tasselak.
Incredible stories of Antarctic adventure and survival have always inspired us. And with all the technology that's available today, these stories have never been more accessible. That's why we're excited to work with Swoop, who enable travelers to take a step further and actually explore these truly remote locations for real, with experts on board to guide you through that adventure. With trips organised throughout the year in both the Antarctic and Arctic, Swoop offer travel adventure experiences previously reserved for the most hardy of expedition crews. I'm currently on expedition with Swoop here in Antarctica, exploring the Antarctic Peninsula, South Georgia and the Falklands. And if you want to experience these far-flung places and write your own stories of adventure, then click the link in the description for more information. Anyway, back to the documentary.
And we're off.
Hey, I'm beat. You want to stop?
That's last chance, now or never. I'm gonna stop or keep going.
All right, I guess we can keep on going.
All right. I'm coming with you. We'll be fine.
Damn, 1,000 kilometers.
That's right. It's crazy. It's basically nothing between the two villages. From here on in, we're on our own. Apart from our satellite link to Gigi, Geraldine, our weather girl. This expedition is full of unknowns. Very few people travel this coast, so it's badly mapped. We work out our route on satellite maps, notably where to pitch camp among all the sheer cliffs awaiting us further south.
Sure we've got enough food?
I don't know, but I've got all the food, so I'll be all right. You go off with all your diving gear.
You'd better not abandon me, because you've got all the food and the toilet paper.
I've got the stove, the toilet paper, the food, the gas.
Yeah, except that,
The sleeping bags, the tent, so...
well, I've got the computer, and I could hook up to the net one day, maybe.
Come on. What are you gonna do on the net? We have to cross the Scoresby Sund estuary. It's as massive as this fjord, the biggest in the world. 30 kilometers wide, 1,500 meters deep. This stretch of sea is the only route to Cape Brewster. Geraldine informs there's a 10-hour window of fine weather before the wind picks up. That gives us just enough time to get across without any mishaps. We set off at 2. It said it would take 9 hours.
Yeah.
Well, we left 2 hours ago, and it's still saying 9 hours.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's gonna be long.
The current's getting stronger.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel it.
We've got sails for just this sort of situation. That means we can take advantage of a fair wind and counter the effect of an adverse current, or simply have a rest if the opportunity to go faster presents itself.
Bye. See you later.
You have to heel over a bit and be ready
Yeah.
to let the sheets out if the wind picks up. Alvin is way ahead of me, but I'm going to trim the sails and try to overtake him. The race is on.
This is great, huh?
Yeah, it's a race. I'm gonna catch you.
Yeah!
Sails are great, but ours are definitely not made to withstand the force of the wind that's picked up all of a sudden. So, it's time to drop sails. We've been paddling for 8 hours now. We're only halfway across the fjord and still a long way from Cape Brewster. The wind rises, 25 knots, 30 knots.
I don't like the look of the heavy swell that's forming. Our kayaks aren't made for being out so far at sea with waves like this in such cold water.
What happened?
Damn! When did you see me?
When you were surfacing and the two boards were in the air.
Did you hear me shout, Vince?
Yeah, I'd seen you about 5 seconds before, and that was when I was making my way back.
All right, right. I felt really alone for a few seconds there.
This is hell. It's starting to get really tough.
After 16 hours paddling, we reached the south shore of Scoresby, exhausted and freezing, under the midnight sun. We have to test the gun.
Did it get wet?
Yeah, it's soaked, drenched, waterlogged. We'll have to give it a good clean tomorrow before we set off.
Yeah, but if a teddy bear turns up tonight, will it work?
I'm gonna load it, and then we'll just have to pray it works. I don't know. What do you think?
We won't sleep so well, that's all. We can arm ourselves with stones. What time is it?
12:30.
Okay.
Yeah, 12:30, and I've had it. I'm beat.
God, I thought we were never going to get here.
And we've got a bit of work to do before we leave tomorrow.
Yeah, there are loads of things to dry.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are things that are supposed to be waterproof, but when you put them in the water, you realize that they aren't waterproof at all. Surprising, huh?
No.
Things that are supposed to be unbreakable, break. Unsinkable things sink. It's a good thing it happened on the second day, I guess, rather than halfway through. At least we know the limits of our kayaks now.
I'm bushed.
Can you manage in the dark?
Yeah, no problem.
Good night.
Night. We decide to let our things dry at camp. It may not look like it, but it's 3 degrees Celsius. Less than a mile south of Cape Brewster, there are some huge icebergs. It's the perfect opportunity for a first dive. This coastline is famous for its many glaciers, from which these ice cathedrals have broken loose.
Not bad, huh?
It's awesome. Totally unreal.
That iceberg is going to tip over soon. See how it's tilting? It's hard to figure out how big it is. It's 30 meters, maybe? 100 meters high?
I have no idea.
For diving, it's a bit risky.
Diving under an iceberg is dangerous. It can flip over at any time. We pick a large tabular iceberg as it looks really solid. It must be 300 to 400 meters long, and to think that 9/10 of it is underwater. We set up a neat system allowing me to dive out at sea. The 2 kayaks are placed head to tail to form a kind of catamaran. It's hard to maneuver, but it's really handy.
Okay, that's fine too.
You go here.
Everything all right?
Perfect. I don't like things being easy anyways.
Well, if you're in the right place then.
For sure.
Spectacular, though.
It's really incredible. I'm gonna dive underneath it. It's awesome. The icy water whips my face and makes me gasp, even though I'm in a dry suit. My instruments say it's 0 degrees Celsius. Anxiety is the first word that comes to mind. Sublime, the second. This never-ending wall makes me feel dizzy. Free fall. I glide along this giant indigo wall shaped by the sea into cupules as far as the eye can see. The wall is split by a crack of clear ice. It's as if I can see the iceberg's heart through this translucent window and feel it beating. The water is filled with microscopic particles, clouding visibility. After a tiny amphipod, life takes on the strangest forms in these icy waters. This ctenophore's 8 rows of bioluminescent cilia reflect and diffract the beams of my lights. One of the most amazing Arctic creatures of all is the sea angel, or sea butterfly. This small, legendary being seems to rule this world. Then, an Arctic comb jelly, or sea nut, swims up. A ctenophore whose filaments are filled with phytoplankton, unicellular organisms, and protists. It dives toward the abyss, from where the ethereal Arctic jellyfish surges.
A block is broken away. I hope Albin wasn't underneath it. I can see blocks drifting over there. You have to be really careful. There's no warning sign. Plus, with the rebreather, there are no bubbles, so it's hard to follow his movements.
After 45 minutes underwater, the cold cuts straight through me. As I swim to the surface and see this block bobbing about in the water, I realize where the muffled sound I heard earlier came from. I was lucky. I feel tiny among all these floating chunks of ice. The ice is very thick, hundreds of thousands of tons calved off. That's why this adventure is so dangerous. I had a narrow escape this time. Wow, I heard it crack when I was underwater. I thought there was a problem with my bottle. Then I looked at the surface, but couldn't see anything. What did you see?
I saw it crack over there. See that rounded section there?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, you have to be really aware.
Yeah, for sure.
It's better to dive in the morning like we're doing before it gets too warm.
Yeah, look, it's totally awesome down there. There were loads of jellyfish and sea angels and ctenophores all over the place. It's hard to share such an experience, even with Vincent, just as it might be hard for him to explain the solitude he feels on the surface, the weight and the anxiety knowing he can do nothing if the iceberg collapses. As for me, I've discovered a whole new world under the icebergs, a vast, bewitching world. I can't wait to go back.
We continue south via the insides. These deep canyons between the fjords enable us to avoid the swell of the open sea. Kayaking is an extremely quiet and discreet way to travel, ideal for getting up close to animals. The Inuit call this channel Akilikita, the land on the other side of the fjord. In this world of stone, we are totally alone.
Steam rises from the volcanic black basalt into the evening sky. Sulfurous water bubbles near the camp. We are very close to one of the world's few magma chambers. Granite, red and green oxides, copper, manganese, a landscape for gold diggers. It's really hot. It smells of sulfur. As if the Earth's blood were flowing through here.
It's really cold tonight.
What did they say the humidity level was?
95%. The temperature with the wind chill factor, 1 degree Celsius. It's gonna freeze soon. What have you got to eat?
Thai green curry with chicken and rice.
Ooh, very sophisticated.
It's really good.
I had lasagna yesterday. Oh, it looked awful.
Oh, yeah?
Then I added hot water and saw all these little bits of carrots appear as if my grandma had made it.
Because your grandma makes lasagna?
No.
Look, mine's really good.
You've got zucchini and everything.
Yeah, I never made stuff like this even at home.
Well, enjoy.
Tonight, I'm downloading via satellite phone the ice and wind charts, or GRIBs, which Geraldine sends us every day. It seems winter is setting in. The clock's ticking.
What's the weather like? Ho ho! Wonderful!
Great.
Think it snowed up there.
Really?
Yes, the top of the mountain's all white.
So it is.
It's definitely snow. Wasn't there yesterday. I thought the snow would come mid-September, not late August. Up there, even the polar bears have to shelter in their dens when the violent icy wind strikes all of a sudden. I'm putting on my big waterproof gloves today because my hands froze yesterday. End of August. After 9 days, we've already traveled 230 kilometers south. We're getting into our stride. Day after day, the capes go by, and with them, the illustrious names of those who have explored this coast. Nansen, Jacobsen, Erminger, and the Frenchmen, Blossville, Savary, Dossie. Most of them have never made it home. The landscape is nothing but ice and icebergs. The going becomes trickier. The wind is picking up. Dad, we'd better try to get out of here before it gets too compact and we get stuck. Aren't those bear tracks? 10 meters from the tent. There are more bear tracks on the old snow. But we still set off in search of a meltwater stream to fill our jerry can.
There are tracks. Here, look.
We're following the bear's trail.
Yeah. We're going to come face to face with it, and we won't be laughing then. You'll see. Here, look. It's walking on the sand. It came back the other way.
Yeah, it went the other way.
Look, there are tracks there, and old ones above them, there.
Oh, yeah. This is really handy. The streams haven't frozen yet.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't know how long it's gonna last.
You don't mess around with bears. They're fearsome hunters, and we're on their territory. They can smell us from miles away.
The face of this glacier is at least 20 kilometers wide. This is where the ocean meets the vast ice cap covering the whole of Greenland. It's important to properly understand this interaction between the sea and the mountains. This is the land of the katabatic wind, which the Inuit call the pittorak. This icy wind blows at over 200 kilometers and even gets into the fjords. At the height of the summer, the meltwater acts like acid and eats away at the glacier from inside. This is where it's at. We're witnessing the birth of the icebergs, the clash of the titans. This colossus calves millions of tons of ice into the sea, which breaks into fragments known as brash ice.
Look at that one. It's going to flip over in front of us, and then we'll be panicking. It doesn't look too happy.
We head for a gully between Nansen and Jensen fjords, drawn by the light and its sirens. At first glance, making our way through here looks impossible. With all this brash ice, I know deep down things will soon get much tougher. For now, it's as if everything is shifting. Our expedition takes on another dimension as we pass through this ice door. We get the feeling we're entering virgin territory, at the one foot of the Earth's most ancient rocks, where no human has ever trod before. There are days when it's wet and windy, we're cold and not motivated. But right now, we know exactly why we're here. Totally mysterious.
I don't even know what time it is. I just want to savor this moment because it's so pretty, so quiet, so beautiful. We're definitely in another world now, another universe. It's 10:47.
10:47.
See, there was a glacier there. The glacier is here. We're in the channel. It's crazy, huh?
We made good progress.
Fairly good progress, yes, but we lost a bit of time earlier in the fjord because of all that ice.
Yeah, earlier I thought.
The weather was fine,
It's enthralling, basically.
and enthralling's a lovely word.
Enthralling.
Yeah,
That's to say,
it's not a word I use often, but it's lovely.
no, it's moving and still at the same time. I almost want to get trapped by the winter here, see?
Yes. There were times, though, when I thought it had better not ice over.
Do you think it'd be cool to dive here?
Here? If it stays like this, with the light, it could be magical. Wow. What a setting.
Beauty, huh?
Yeah, not bad at all.
For breakfast.
You sleep well?
Like a log.
You said I'm cold in the night.
No, that wasn't me.
It was too. There's only you and me. I'm gonna make a... Oh, it's leaking.
Ah, yeah, it's leaking a lot.
Damn. What a drag. First thing in the morning. Do you think it means it's gonna be a great day? We're going to have to be careful because it's moving quite a lot. I dive with a mechanical rebreather. It's much safer with this cold, but also trickier to use. Before diving, I carefully repeat every single move. Underwater, I constantly have to think about controlling my air and re-injecting pure oxygen. The slightest error, and I'll black out. Thanks. Could you guide me and tell me whether to go left or right? I can't see a thing.
Straight ahead, that way.
I thought the water in this fjord would be really clear, but the tide has changed the current. There are even adverse currents. I can feel the water moving in one direction, then the other as I swim along. Halocline is a phenomenon which occurs when fresh meltwater mixes with salt water. It's what creates this strange atmosphere, this artistic haze. It's kind of oppressive. I'm a little scared. I'd better not come across a polar bear in such shallow water. Surprisingly, there's no life down here. I head towards the middle of the channel where there's this big iceberg. As the current changes, the water becomes clearer and another ctenophore appears, a Balanopsis infundibulum. I dive deeper and decide to swim under the iceberg. Shimmering like metal, the ice seems very solid and compact. An Arctic comb jelly suddenly appears in my headlight. It seems to be inviting me to follow it under the iceberg. I hesitate. The ice echoes, creaks, and cracks. This whole world is in motion. Apart from my heartbeat, it's all I can hear. I'm all alone in the world.
We're both alone in our respective worlds. He's down there, I'm up here. And the next guy must be at least 500 kilometers away. So yeah, Arbin's underwater. He's alone too, we're both alone. Anyways, I hope he's enjoying himself. It's great fun up here. Fabulous atmosphere. Haven't started talking to the mountains yet, but I could end up doing so. Aren't you cold?
A little, yeah. Especially my fingers. They're really cold.
I felt really lonely up here.
Really?
Of course. Ice attracts ice with its eerie crackling sound. It's beautiful worrying about it at the same time. Winter has its gun trained on us. We're still in danger of getting stuck. We set off 17 days ago. The fog hasn't lifted and the channel is congested with ice. The current is moving every which way again, turning the passage into a shifting maze. Surrounded by these veils of mist, I get the impression we're chasing chimeras.
We're completely stuck.
It's all compacted. Feels like there's no way out. We tried there. Unless we go back the way we came, There's no way out of there. All right, what do you want to do?
Let's turn back.
Maybe we should try closer to the coast. It's hard to know where to go in such poor visibility. We can't see the ice-free areas in this gully. After several hours, I'm not even sure we can find our way back to where we started.
The currents aren't moving in every direction there. Look.
But it's moving so fast. You see a clear path and then it closes immediately and another one opens up.
Look, do you see what it's doing there?
Yeah,
It's overlapping. It's not going in the same direction.
it's a real maze.
Yes, we're moving backwards, see?
Yes, we're doing 10 times the distance.
I think we'd better step on it and get out of this channel.
This channel, which seemed so pretty yesterday, has turned into a nightmare. And to crown it all, the fog is becoming really thick, and for now, in these conditions, we can't even think about finding a safe place to come ashore. We have to make headway no matter what, force our way through. It could take us hours to get out of here. It's 1 in the morning when we finally spot a beach emerging from the mist.
Okay.
I'm dead.
I've had enough. That's it. We've been paddling for 20 hours, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been a long day.
My fingers are frozen. I'm gonna boil some water straight away.
My hands are fine today.
Yeah, you only paddled for 20 hours.
Look, they're beautiful tonight, see? What time is it? 1:40 in the morning.
1:40 in the morning?
Yes.
How the hell did it get to be 1:40? Shall I switch it off?
Lights out.
All right.
Good night, then.
Good night.
Oh, every morning I wake up, I wonder where I am. For a split second, I'm like, oh God, where am I?
You're happy. You're in a tent with me.
Yeah, that isn't the first thing I say to myself. First thing I think is, oh, I'm in Greenland. Oh, weird. I'm kayaking in the middle of nowhere. And my brain kicks into gear and I feel so distraught.
Oh, distraught. Nice word.
Then I realize you're next to me, and that's it.
And you're overcome with joy.
Yeah, I overcome with joy.
It's funny being happy like this.
Yeah, it's like an outburst of joy.
Exactly.
Genuine enthusiasm.
Yeah. 23 days already and 380 kilometers covered. After the misadventures of the past few days, I suggest to Vincent we head out to get a closer look at the kilometers of icebergs drifting on the open sea, carried by the icy current flowing from the Arctic Ocean. 100-meter-high icebergs. Surrounded by these giants, I search for words. Massive, monster, mammoth, monumental. The open sea is the perfect spot to explore the icebergs, and much better than the fjords. I'm delighted to see these luminous creatures again, which use their 8 comb rows of cilia for locomotion. In fact, they owe their name, Ctenophora, to this distinguishing feature. Ctenophora comes from the Greek for comb-bearing, These jelly-like carnivores are hermaphrodites, ready to comb the area for some food. This ctenophore has 2 viscous tentacles to which larvae of all kinds stick. I'd thought I'd never see anything more amazing than sea angels until this minuscule half-angel, half-devil creature suddenly appears. Reminiscent of Pokemon, it's like something out of a Japanese cartoon. Awesome. A polar bear, one of the most fearsome predators on Earth. An electric shock goes down my spine, chills my blood. I hope Vince already has his finger on the trigger up there. He's an excellent swimmer, but a lousy diver, and only stays underwater for a few seconds. So I can keep him at a distance by going underwater. He must be wondering, what sort of weird animal am I? Friend or foe? The ludicrous idea suddenly occurs to me that he's probably eaten his fill. It takes me a while to understand that he's vulnerable in the water. I manage to calm down my breathing and get closer to him. Which of us is more afraid? He can't have come across divers very often. Who will he be able to tell about his strange encounter? In this incredible aquatic duet, he keeps an eye on my bubbles. I can tell that my presence is keeping him here, out of pure curiosity. I feel like a prisoner on death row with a last-minute pardon. We're probably as stunned as each other. After this moment of grace, he disappears as proudly as he appeared. I don't know if you saw him. He put his head in the water.
Yeah.
Like he was looking at me.
Uh-huh.
It was totally awesome, I swear.
Yeah, I saw. At one point, the two of you were really interacting.
It has to be one of the most incredible experiences in my life.
September 12th. We're almost halfway, and the going gets tougher. That was hairy, huh?
Did you see my thing go sideways? I always get the damn breakers.
Same here. I ended up in the water. The rudder hit a rock and a wave carried me off.
You fell in the water too?
Yes. What a great way to start the day. A nice little fright. Accidents happen fast.
Yeah, we have to be ultra careful.
I hope my kayak hasn't sprung a leak because of the impact.
We're heading to a little island that doesn't have a name on the map. Distance is 11 nautical miles. Right now, as we're making slow progress, it says 20 to 25 hours. That seems a bit long to me, and it's due southwest. It's more in that direction. 25 hours did seem long and kind of unlikely for just 20 kilometers. But we hadn't counted on the brash ice.
A swell in the brash ice is quite something. No matter how much we try to go around it, it's still everywhere. It looks a hell of a mess up ahead, huh?
Yes. We're going to have to slalom.
There's ice on all sides. We've no choice but to go through it.
Listen, let's try to stay on course.
I think we should go around it. Head further out to sea to avoid all these, ice cubes.
We could go that way, to the left of that iceberg,
Yeah, it might be better.
and then head out to sea.
Yeah.
Okay?
Albin's coming. Maybe it's time for a break. You all right?
The closest shore, there, is still 10 kilometers away.
Yeah.
So if we have a major problem, we won't be able to swim to shore. Are you all right?
I have to check. I've been taking on water. I think since the collision this morning.
Really? You mean you're sinking?
I get the feeling the kayak's taking on water.
Yeah, well, you better check. How about we head for a beach?
I guess we've got to decide whether we use the resin for this small hole or keep it for something more serious. Because this is manageable. I can bail every 2 hours.
Yeah?
It's a stopgap solution, but maybe we should keep the resin we have in case we get a bigger hole. Ah, beautiful Greenland and its fine sandy beaches.
What a disaster.
Oh, God. The brash ice is very dense up ahead. We're going to have to reach the shore eventually to set up camp. Sleeping out at sea really isn't an option. Things aren't looking good, though. I haven't said anything to Albin yet, but with my kayak full of icy water, I'm losing the feeling in my feet. We're not getting anywhere. I'm dead beat. The problem is I'm losing feeling in my feet. I can still feel one of them when I pushed out on the pedal, but I can tell they're starting to go numb. So I guess we should stop real soon and get warm. If we don't, we're going to end up getting hypothermia when the sun goes down, and if we haven't eaten.
I suggest we paddle along the ice toward there.
Yeah, it's sweet of you to suggest something, but it's the only solution anyways.
Hang on.
Come on, don't despair, don't despair.
Hey, hang on. If I'd listened to you, we'd have paddled for 5 hours.
No way,
Huh?
I'm messing with you. Messing with you, playing the devil's advocate, that's all.
Yeah, well, I'm out of here. If you love me, follow me.
You'll thank me later anyways.
Yeah? You're right, yeah.
See you then.
I'd be happy to camp there, but you don't want to.
No way am I camping on an iceberg. Camp on an iceberg? And why not sleep in our kayaks while we're at it? The sun is starting to go down. Can't land here. Damn, this is getting really tough. It's a trap.
What?
This is a real trap. We're trapped like rats. Turning back is impossible. We're completely stuck. We're going to have to sleep here. We need to eat fast. I'm freezing.
Let's boil some water.
We'll spend the night here as soon as the ice clears, or I don't know.
I don't know either. We'll let you know tomorrow if we're still alive, that is.
Hold on to it, it'll fall in the water.
No. Damn it.
I've no idea which way we're drifting. We'll see at daybreak tomorrow.